Hello and welcome to a new topic, Psycholinguistics. In this lesson, we will talk about the meaning of psycholinguistics, definition of psycholinguistics, and major branches of psycholinguistics. Now, let's discuss each one of them in detail. Psycholinguistics. The word psycholinguistics is divided into two major branches, two major parts, two major segments. Psycho and linguistics. Psycho is related to psychology. It refers to psychology. And what is psychology? It is the scientific study of human mind. How you think, what goes on in your mind, your perception about the world. But it's not only the study of human mind, but also the study of human behavior. Because what you think affects your behavior. How you think shapes your behavior. So psychologically, basically, is the study of human mind and behavior. Okay, so now we go on to the term linguistics. It is related to language, talks about language, and it is the scientific study of language, analytical study of language, how language is learned, how language is acquired, what are the systems of language, what are the elements of language, components of language. All those things are part of the study of linguistics. And together, when we combine the two words psycho and linguistics, it becomes another branch of discipline that is known as psycholinguistics. So let's talk about psycholinguistics. What is this? And the definition of psycholinguistics is a branch of a study which combines the disciplines of psychology and linguistics. This is the area of knowledge in which we see the beautiful amalgamation of the knowledge of psychology and linguistics. We have some more ideas about this concept. It explores the relationship between the human mind and language. So, human mind is the universe. It helps us form opinion. It helps us think about so many things around us. So, where does the language exist? It exists in the human mind. So, there is a deep relationship between human mind and language. We have some more ideas about. It regards language as a product of human mind, not a product of society. Since human mind is our universe and the language exists in our mind, it does not exist according to psycholinguistics in the society. First, it originates in our mind. It is created in our mind. Perception is built in our mind. So mind is a universe. Mind is the place where language exists. You cannot go to a shop and ask, give me 1 kg of language or 5 kg of language. Language does not exist in the shop. It's not sold in the shop. So where does it actually exist? It exists in the mind. That is why, point of view of psycholinguistics, it is a product of human mind. Language is the creation of human mind. Language is a consequence of human thinking. Language is the result of human thinking process. Therefore, it is a product of human mind. It is not a product of society. Psycholinguistics negates that society has any major effect upon learning a language. And when I say language is not a product of society, that is to say, it is a part of sociolinguistics. In contrast, sociolinguistics asserts it is a product of human social relationships. We have some more ideas. It believes that linguistic competence is determined by the way human mind works. How we think affects the way we speak. How our mind works influences the way we express our ideas to the world. So linguistic competence is completely decided by the way our mind thinks, by the way we perceive the world, by the way we conceptualize things. So therefore, psycholinguistics has a different angle to look at language, to study language. We continue with some more ideas about psycholinguistics. We have 5 major areas of psycholinguistics. This will help you understand why we say language is a product of human mind. The first one is language processing. The second one is language storage. The third one is language comprehension. The fourth one is language brain. And the fifth one is language acquisition. Let's talk about each one of them in brief. Language processing. What is this? Language processing itself suggests that how language is processed in the mind. What exactly goes on when we listen, when we speak, when we read, and when we write. Then we have language storage. That is to say, how is language stored in our mind? How is it saved in our memory? How does we retrieve whenever we want it? How we keep the information safe in the mind? That is about language storage. And then we have language comprehension. How is meaning constructed? How is meaning derived? How do we form the opinions? How are concepts formed? This is the study of language comprehension. Then we have language brain, that is to say language and brain. In other words, we can say neurolinguistics, connection, deep relationship between the language and the brain. Where does brain store linguistic and semantic concepts? Whatever we receive, where do they go? How does brain save all such information about linguistic and semantic concepts? And the last one is language acquisition, that is to say, how do infants come to acquire first language? Infants, when they grow up and reach the age of 6 months and 7 months, they start speaking the language without having wider social connections. How do they speak? What factors contribute? So these are some of the major areas of psycholinguistics. I hope you have understood the major concept of what psycholinguistics is all about in this brief lecture. Thank you and goodbye.